Hello. Don't we all like going to a place which has a lot of trees and where we can breathe fresh air full of oxygen? Yes. It is the forest department which usually plants the forest. But you know that in India, there are individuals and organizations who plant forests on their own motivation when it is not their job. They do it just for their love of the earth. Let me tell you about a man who has created 109 forests across 12 states in India. Dr. K Nair. He is the co-founder of an NGO called Forest Creators. Let me take you to one of his forests. This is Nargol. It's a beach town in Gujarat. And this is the sea. And this, as you can see, is the sand. And just beside the sand stands this 7.5 acres of thick forest. Usually, when you go to a sea beach, you see that the plantations consist of just one or two species like this, But this forest has more than 90 species, 94 species. And can you believe it? The saplings were planted just 1.5 years ago. And the trees, as you can see, have grown about 10 feet. This is the magic of Dr. Nair, and this is the magic of the Miyawaki method of growing forests. Under the Miyawaki method, the trees of different species are planted close to each other to create a dense forest. As you can see, it's a very dense forest. And the interesting thing is, while planting this forest in Nargol, forest creators created record of sorts by planting 120,000 saplings in just 27 days. And BBC recorded this. It was interesting. How is this done? The NGO takes the Gaucher land from the Gram Panchayat on lease for 3 years. The Gaucher land is a land on which no construction is allowed, and it's a land which is kind of a wasteland. So the villagers usually do not have any problems in giving that land. Now, the condition with which forest creators takes this land is that the forest will not be cut off after the land is handed back to them. When Nargol forest was going to be undertaken, forest creators realized that actually nothing can grow on sandy soil. So what they decided was that to overcome this, they are going to cover the entire 7.5 acres of land with 1.5 foot thick soil cover. And on that, the saplings will be planted. But from where can one get so much of soil? So there were these two ponds existing in the village. They deepened these ponds, and the soil from that was used for the 7.5 acres on which the forest had to be grown. And while doing this, the capacity of these ponds have increased. So now they hold more water. So it's kind of a win-win situation for everybody. Now, in addition to deepening these ponds, the forest creators also dug one more pond. So the soil from that pond was taken for the forest, but as the rains come, the pond started getting filled up by the fresh rainwater. And now, see how much rainwater has collected. And it's a freshwater pond right next to the sea. Now you will tell me that it requires so much of money to grow a forest like this. Lakhs of rupees, actually. So from where to get that money? Forest creators do not ask the villagers to give the money. They ask the companies to donate funds from their CSR funds. So Nargol Forest was created by the CSR funds of the Godrej Properties. Now, as the pond started filling up with rainwater, fish and tortoise have started coming here, making their homes here. And you see the snake over here? This is the head, and this is the snake, a huge one. It came on its own. The forests that are created by the forest creators, they see rabbits, they see foxes, they see wolves, deers in all these forests. They come on their own. Nobody puts them there. Life creates itself in amenable conditions. Isn't it wonderful? Now, you will ask me that how come the villagers will not cut off these trees? Well, the Miyawaki forest method, as I told you, makes you plant trees very close to each other. So as a result, the girth of the trees, as you can see over here, is very small. So if you cut down this forest, you would not get much wood. So it will stand because there is no incentive to cut off this forest, and the benefits are there, many of them. Now, can anyone grow forests like this? I don't think so. Raising a forest needs expertise. Dr. Nair grew up on a plantation in Kerala, so he is familiar with growing trees, and still the first few projects that they did were on a very small scale, say on a school compound or in a small place close to an office of a company. They did it with their own money. They have spent lakhs of their own money first to gain expertise of growing forests. And after that, they moved on to bigger projects. So they have created now foresting terrains like deserts and rocky lands and abandoned mines and everything. And if you have the desire to contribute to this green movement, you will first have to learn the techniques of growing such forests from these experts. And after that, you can also go ahead and trust me, they will be more than happy to teach you, to help you. So how do we get in touch with these experts? You can contact Dr. Nair by going to his website, forestcreators.com. And don't forget to say thank you because they are doing a great job for all of us. With that, I finish today's video and I hope that you like this.